Begins to warm up over the area. There's so many opportunities to get outside and do some fun activities.
You're right, because our area is filled with things to do like hiking, camping, or maybe even floating down one of those beautiful rivers here in the area.
So awesome these months, and while the warmer weather gets us outside and doing some of these fun things, it's really important to be prepared for any problems that may develop, especially if you're in a remote area.
It's important to keep that in mind. You're right. So here to give us some of those safety tips is Dr. Michael Fitch. He is an emergency medicine physician there at Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist. Thank you so much for being with us this morning, Dr. Fitch.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful, beautiful day outside. I'm glad to be here with you guys.
And I was going to say, yes, you are embodying everything that we're talking about this segment by already being outside. And when you're talking about going into the great outdoors, as we like to call him here in North Carolina, some of those essential items that we need to have, especially if we plan on going on a hike or a camping trip. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. Well, today is a perfect day for outdoor activities. A hike would be wonderful. Maybe I'll take some time off this afternoon and go hike Pilot Mountain. But if you're going to be going outdoors, especially on a hike, the first thing to remember is proper footwear if you're going on a hike. Because if you're not used to it and not wearing the proper things on your feet to protect them is super important. The second thing I would say is make sure you have plenty of water. Especially if you're hiking an unfamiliar trail, you're not quite sure how long you're going to be out. You want to plan your route, know where you're going. Make sure you have family members that know where you're going to be hiking, and take plenty of water so that you can make sure that you stay well hydrated during your hiking time.
Yeah, Dr. Fitch, it's especially important as the temperatures start to get warmer, and we have some warmer days in the forecast this week. Summer heat will be back before too long. What should people know to protect themselves from the heat?
Yeah, I think we're going to have some really warm weather coming up. And so you're right, especially when we're not quite in summer yet. So people aren't ready for the heat. They sometimes are not ready. So just like on a hike, if you're going to be out in the backyard doing yard work, or you're going to be doing other outdoor activities, make sure that you keep the body well hydrated with lots of water. Drink some water beforehand, have water on hand while you're ready, because being out in the sun can really take it out of you. The second thing is to remember that even this time of year, sunburn is a real risk to your skin's health. So making sure that you wear sunscreen and a hat, something to protect you from the sun, always important.
Dr. Fitch, that's super important, and it's people of all skin tones to make sure that they're wearing sunscreen at all times when they're stepping outside. But we also know with the temperature rising, as we were talking about, there's a difference between apparently heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Can you sort of explain how you can spot the signs of each?
Absolutely. So you're outside and you're doing some wonderful activities, maybe playing sports in the park, something like that. And you tried really hard to stay well hydrated, but you just didn't keep up with it. So maybe your body's a little bit dehydrated, you were out in the sun a little too hot, and you start to feel like you maybe overdid it. So you feel sweaty, you feel kind of lightheaded, you're feeling not quite right. That's the first early sign that you may have heat exhaustion. And it's time to get in the shade, take a break, relax. If there's air conditioning nearby, get somewhere cool to try to relax, get some water. And if you start feeling better, then that's great. You've caught it early enough. When we talk about heat stroke, that's when we talk about a heat-related emergency. And that's when you may need to come see, or one of my colleagues see us in the emergency department. And we're there 24 hours a day if anybody does have an emergency like heat stroke. And that's something more serious. If people pass out in the heat, if you start having bad headaches, bad cramps, if someone around you in the heat starts to act in an unusual way because the heat is really impacting their body in a significant way, that's a sign that they really may have crossed over that threshold into a heat stroke. And it's something we need to see as an emergency to see if we can get you feeling better and back on track.
Yeah, that's a really important point, Doctor, and especially if you're resting, you're in the shade, and you're not feeling better right away, it's really important in those situations to get medical attention. I also wanted to talk about bee stings. They're common in the warmer months. What's the best way to treat them?
Yeah, so bee stings and other flying insects, certainly a concern. For most of us who don't have specific allergies to those types of bees and wasps, it can really just be an annoyance. It may be a local painful event if you get stung. Certainly being careful to stay away from nests and things like that where you might get swarmed. But certainly for somebody who's not allergic, if you have a bee sting, the first thing to do is to remove the stinger, because remember, it can still have the venom in the sac that's attached to the stinger, and it may still be going into your skin. So usually your fingernail with a light scrape over top the stinger can remove that easily. And then warm, soap and water of that area, keep a good eye on it. You may have some local redness and swelling, and putting ice on it is a great thing to do as long as you don't have a specific allergy to bee sting.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Fitch, you've been so helpful this morning, and we just ran out of time, but thank you for all the information. And don't worry, if you missed anything at home, you can always find out more information when we share this segment on the triadcw.com a little later. Thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you do get to go outside and enjoy some of the outdoors today.